What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, back with another meta analysis. Today we've got a really big tournament, the first regionals of the year, the first regionals of VGC Series 1, and it's pretty exciting. 2023 San Diego Regionals has just concluded, and, ignore this date, November 10th. I don't know what that's about. January 7th through the 8th is when this actually happened, which was yesterday and the day before. So pretty cool. 531 players, 10 Swiss rounds with top 32 single elimination, open team list, series 1. Lot of really cool things happening on here, and I'm excited to look over it. I did look over the top 8 lists last night just because I was so curious, but we got top 32. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And we do actually have team lists, which is really exciting because we actually get to see pretty in depth here. We get to see the Terras, we get to see the abilities, the items, and the attacks. So a lot of information to go about. In first place, we have Jisak Lee winning the 200 CP and $3,000 prize. Congrats. Crazy player, crazy play to get first place at the first regionals of the year. Really cool. A lot of really interesting stuff on this team and in top 8 in general, but on this team, we have a Bax Caliber. That's interesting. And we have a Tauros. What Tauros is this? Water Tauros. That's pretty cool. So we've got a lot of interesting things. We've got Gargonical in first place, which isn't super surprising like the Bax Caliber and the Tauros, but it's still interesting. So we've got Gargonical with leftovers, Purifying Salt. We have Salt Cure Recover, Wide Guard, Protect, no like actual attack. Sometimes we'll see like the Body Press, sometimes we'll see like the Rock Slide. So he's doing the Salt Cure Recover, Wide Guard, Protect. Really annoying Pokemon. No Iron Defense. So, a lot to be said here for this Gargonical. It's Terra-type Poison, which makes sense. Ground is still there. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I guess, I don't really know. That's interesting. Poison. Then we have Bax Caliber here with a loaded dice to make your Icicle Spear hit a lot. Okay, fair enough. Loaded dice for the Icicle Spear. That makes sense, I guess. We have Glaive Rush as well, which is an incredibly high-powered attack on a really, really high-powered Bax Caliber, but it, makes it die the next turn. I guess Glaive Rush it makes the next attack hit double and always miss. Always hit. Which is a weird downside for that. Also, Terra-type Water is pretty interesting. That actually seems really good because Ice-type is really not that good, but you still retain your original stab for the Ice Shard in the Icicle Spear and stuff. So, I guess it makes sense. Water's cool. We've got Life Orb Mimikyu. No Trick Room on here. No trickery afoot. We do have Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, Play Rough. No Swords Dance either, so this is just a Mimikyu hitting. He's just punching. I like it. Tauros Paldea Water. It's got Intimidate, which is really good. We also have Wave Crash for the water, which is really strong. It's a lot of damage. You have Safety Goggles and Close Combat. So, interesting. I'm really, I don't know. I'm very intrigued by this team. It doesn't seem that great to me. Am I missing something? Is Bax Caliber insane? I'm obviously missing something because Bax Caliber, I did not think is very strong. Also, I didn't realize how blended in my shirt is. It's fine. We've got Meowscarada with Focus Sash Overgrow, which seemed to really taken over the Meowscarada. It seems to be the most generic way to play it. It is trending up. It was before Choice Band, and now we're really seeing this Focus Sash Overglow Flower Trick stuff really popping off, and I like it. I'm here for it. With Golden Go, Choice Specs, nothing too crazy here. Power Gem, Focus Blast, nothing too wild. No Thunderbolt there instead. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, cool team. In second place, we have Chupa Cross. We see a Palmot, which is really interesting. I'm sure it has Revival Blessing, right? Revival Blessing, Fake Out, Focus Sash, Natural Cure. I like Palmot. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's that insane, but it's definitely, it took second place. It's an absurd attack for sure. And when you compare that with Dandozo and stuff, it could be crazy. And then you also have the Chesto Resto here. So, that could be wild. You bring out the Dandozo, it dies. You bring back the Tatsugiri, or you bring out your Palmot. You still have the Tatsugiri. You go for the Revival Blessing. You bring it back, and then you bring it in. If the Tatsugiri can live, it doesn't protect, which is interesting there for that. But then you have Chesto Resto. This comes back at half health because of the Revival Blessing, and then you rest up, and then you're just sitting here with like 5 billion Pokemon, because Dindozo counts as 2 a lot of the time because it's 2 times. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, Palmot seems to be at home the most on a Dindozo team, so that's pretty cool. We have Choice Scarf, Tatsugiri with the soak stuff. We've seen that a little bit. That's pretty cool. I like it. You know, other than that, you also just have like a Dialga, which is always pretty cool, or a Palkia, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I like it. Dindozo, Tatsugiri getting second place. A lot of people were expecting that it was going to win the tournament, and it gets second place, and that's cool. 2 in top 8. Also 2 Baxcalibur in top 8. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. Meowscarada, now we're seeing the Choice Band build, so that's pretty cool. It's a protein. Noise. No, Play Rough. That's okay. And we've got Arcanine, the Assault Vest variant, so no Will-O-Wisp. No Will-O-Wisp. But we do have Play Rough on our Fairy type Terra Arcanine, so that's pretty cool. And Extreme Speed. Surprised we're not just seeing the normal Terra. Still pretty cool, though. Life Orb, Golden Go with the Nasty Plot. Respectable route. Also, Dragon type Dindozo, Terra type. Keep that in mind because, you know, that's something that we definitely want to keep in mind here, is what kind of Terra types the Dindozo takes. Because Dindozo, Terra type, it's cool. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going. In third place, we have Judy with another really interesting team. We're seeing a Salamence here. It does have access to Tailwind, so that's always cool. Terra type Steel makes a lot of sense for Salamence, since, you know, you have that resistance to the Fairy and the Dragon, so you're looking really good there with that on Salamence. Steel type makes a lot of sense on a Dragon Pokemon. We also have Hurricane and Draco Meteor, so we're seeing a special attacking Salamence, which is cool because there is definitely a good bit of Intimidate in the meta still. I know it's not everywhere, but we still see a lot of Arcanine. We still see the Paldean Tauros up here in first place, and the Salamence. So some kind of like, you know, strange and more like unique, less seen Intimidates, but they're there, which is pretty cool. It's not only Salamence that we're seeing here that's really interesting. We're also seeing Palafin, which you just don't see that much. We do see a defensive Terra type Grass on that Pokemon, which is cool, you know, to kind of deviate from just Water Terra, Jet Punch, Pow. That's all you do. So that's pretty cool. We do see the Mystic Water here as well, though, to kind of buff up that Flip Turn or that Jet Punch so that we don't have to, you know, so that we can use a defensive Terra type, which is pretty cool, admittedly. And we also have Haze, which is pretty solid. I didn't even know Palafin got Haze, actually. I kind of glanced over that because I kind of just used that guy as a blind punching guy. I don't know. So Haze is pretty neat on that. We have a Moongus here. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing too... there's a Leaf Storm. Okay. Terra type Dark. And we're also seeing a Rain team, but only really in the form of that Palafin. We also see the leftovers on the Golden Go, which is pretty interesting. And Pelipper with the Damp Rock. So we're seeing this trend up a lot. Damp Rock instead. Camp Rock. Because Damp Rock is actually pretty solid in this format because it's not super overtaken by weather. So you can actually leave a Damp Rock on a Pokemon and then have that up for 8 turns instead of 5 because you don't have to worry about the competition. We're not really seeing many Sun teams. We're not really seeing many Sand teams. They just don't really exist in the meta. They don't feel as strong. And we're even seeing Ice as much as these other teams, which is crazy. Actually insane. And the fact that weather has kind of just completely flipped on its head. Everybody was thinking, oh, Sun is insane. Sand is pretty solid. Ice is actually buffed and not bad this format. Well, we're seeing this swap. Rain is the best in the format at the moment. It's maybe not the best in the format, like as far as everything goes, but as far as weathers go, it is the most used in the format. We're not seeing another, well, okay, 1 Ice team in top 8, 2 Rain in top 8, 0 Sun, 0, like that's so interesting because last week, 2 weeks ago, we were really seeing a trend up of these Trick Room teams, and Torkoal just makes sense on Trick Room teams. It's the slowest Pokemon that really overtakes the meta, so we're seeing a complete turnaround of weathers, and that's really interesting because I love Rain. I think Rain is really solid. So, you know, seeing it like everywhere in the meta is really cool. Also, Wide Guard on Pelipper is very nasty, as Wide Guard is really, really solid in this format where it's plagued by things like the Hydreigon that has multiple spread moves. We have, well, not really multiple, but like the Heat Wave. We also have the Garchomp with the Earthquake. We have Heat Wave that's not here yet with the Chi-Yu, but it's there. There's Pokemon that have it, Heat Wave on the Hydreigon. There's just a lot of different spread moves that are really, really powerful in the meta. I didn't even talk about Make It Rain. Make It Rain is the most used move in the entire meta. Well, last week, a couple weeks ago, Meowscarada kind of passed the Golden Go, but until then, there's just so much spread, and Wide Guard is just an invaluable thing to have on your team. It's really, really good. We also have King Gambit here as well with Terra-type Grass, really just getting rid of its water or the fire weakness with the Damp Rock, the Drizzle. Really, really cool. And I love seeing King Gambit so, prevalent in the meta, and it's really cool because it was a really, really slept-on Pokemon at first, and then players, brought it to some online tournaments, and it kind of just exploded from there. It started off at like 3-4% usage stats. Now it's at like 10. It's really cool. Enough of that. On to top 4. We have Aaron Brock. Really cool team. We get Farigiraf on the team, which is really interesting because we do see Terra-type Fairy. We've seen a lot of Terra-type normal for it as well with the Hyper Voice, but now we're seeing that Fairy-type Terra with Safety Goggles instead. We have Trick Room on the Pokemon, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, not even a normal type move. So, well, I mean, okay, Helping Hand, but come on, you know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty cool. We're seeing like a Trick Room kind of style team with the speed in the Pelipper and Dreadnought with the Meowscarada. And King Gambit is like slow, works under the Trick Room with Farigiraf, and so does the Hariyama. So there's a really interesting mesh of the, speed and Trick Room. We have Trick Room, but we also have our Swift Swim, Strong Pokemon, and Meowscarada. So this team has like 2 different ways of play there. And Trick Room can just be used as a really valuable mix-up in the back when your opponent sets up their Tailwind and stuff. So I like it a lot. I also think Armor Tail is a really, really powerful ability. It's like Sarina, and Sarina has been used in not even very niche scenarios a lot of different times in the meta, and seeing, Armor Tail on a powerful Trick Room user, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Safety Goggles also works really well in that matchup because a lot of players are going to bring the Amoonguss expecting the Trick Room, and then you have Safety Goggles. Then you just Psychic it and knock it out, and that's really good. We also have the Meowscarada here for our fast guys. We have the Dreadnought with the Rock Slide, which is just crazy. Terra-type Grass for defensive instead of the Rock. That's understandable as well. Really minimizing down on your weaknesses, kind of switching it up, making it Grass so that your Fire weakness is just gone. And Fire is something that a lot of players will not even want to bring into this scenario anyway. So you're really looking at like flying Pokemon and Poison, and those are weird. Honestly, like they're weird in the meta. We have King Gambit here taking the flying route so it can get rid of that ground weakness, which I like a lot as well. So a lot of really interesting stuff. Brick Break here as well, being able to knock off those screens, pretty good. And we see Hariyama, which is the Pokemon that I haven't even talked about in this scenario here, but Hariyama is very, very interesting. It has Flame Orb Guts, which we all know we love, and Steel Terra type, which is really interesting for that Bullet Punch. So a lot of really good tools on this Hariyama, and I mean, it also has Fake Out and Knockoff, which are just, notorious moves in VGC. So really cool. I like this team a lot. I think Hariyama is a really interesting Pokemon to just slap on there, and congrats to the top 4 finish. In top 8, we have Emilio Forbes, which is actually our number 1 seed, 10-0 player. I believe the only one. Yes, the only one. That is crazy. Congrats. Now, in the team, we actually have a really interesting team. We see Glimmora, which is a Pokemon that would notably not be very good in VGC setting, as it's primarily like a hazard setter, which hazards are not very good in VGC meta. They're great in singles. Glimmora, I'm sure, is a top 5, top 10 contender in singles. But over here in VGC, it is nowhere to be found. So seeing it in seed number 1, top 8 finish, really, really intriguing. We have choice specs here. Power Gem, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam. That's a pretty good spread. It also has Toxic Debris, which is a really interesting ability that activates the Toxic Spikes, which is not very great in VGC. It's going to be every guy that switches in is now poisoned, and if it happens twice, they're badly poisoned. It does stack once, I believe. No, maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't do that. If 2 layers of Toxic Debris are set. then it's badly poisoned and switch in, which is not very great. I mean, honestly, poison is the weakest, by far the weakest, status in VGC. It's great in singles, it's not very good in VGC. So, it's really interesting to see Glamora pulled up here. We do see Dindozo as well, which is really, really strong. It has Terra type flying with the Terra Blast, which is really interesting. It also has Order Up and Earthquake, so we're not seeing, the rest, the Chesto stuff. We're not seeing Sub. We're not seeing the, Earthquake. We do see Earthquake, not Earthquake, Wave Crash. There's a lot of stuff missing on the Dindozo, and I like this way of play as well, but flying Terra Blast is a really interesting way to play Dindozo. I like it. I think that's cool. We also see the Life Orb Meowscarada that gets to feature Protect, which not every build does. The Choice Specs build or the Choice build doesn't get to do that. So when you have Protect, it's pretty cool. We also see, by the way, it's Overgrow, even though it's not Focus Sash, which is interesting. But when you're only using Dark and Grass moves, why would you care? You just wouldn't really care that much. We have Throat Spray Sylveon, which makes sense with the Terra type Fire and Terra Blast. That is cool. It does see Substitute on there as well, which I think Substitute's really strong in this format. It's very, very good. We have Focus Sash Tatsugiri. All right. A Covert Cloak Talonflames, which is something, once again, that we're not seeing much in the meta. Although there is something here that if you don't think about, it might go over your head. You have no Murkrow in top 8. Just Tailwind is kind of pushed out of the format. Obviously, Tailwind is still here in multiple different multiple different ways. We have it on Pelipper's, probably. All these Pelipper's have it? Tailwind? Yeah, and the Salamence had it, and that is it. So, Tailwind really going down in usage. We're seeing a surge of other speed controls. We're seeing a lot of Trick Room, which we saw, in the last couple of weeks, Trick Room trending up, and that makes sense. We're also seeing forms with the weather and the Swift Swim users and stuff like that. So, kind of a shift in meta. You are not really seeing as much Tailwind stuff anymore. Now, of course, we're seeing it on this Talonflame as well. But really what I'm saying is, Murkrow, where are you, buddy? Where are you? Where'd you go, bud? Will-O-Wisp here as well on the Taunt Talonflame. This is good. Also, Taunt on Talonflame is nice. It gets to counter these Murkrows a little bit more effectively. It's really good against the Amoonguss matchup. You have just a lot of different things for Taunt. It's good. So, yeah, really cool team. Glamora. I mean, come on. You can't not love it. Next, we have Giovanni in 6th place with a, once again, the Tauros. This time the Fire Tauros, which is really cool. You see Mirror Herb. What are you doing, Mirror Herb? We're not proccing Mirror Herb. We're not, wait, are we not actually self-proccing Mirror Herb? Okay, so Mirror Herb just wants to sit, so Mirror Herb Tauros probably just wants to sit in front of a Swords Dance user, which is cool and expected in this format. We have multiple different really strong setup Pokemon, but it's not going to be able to take advantage of that nasty plot or anything like that unless it's split, but I don't imagine. It's Flare Blitz, Close Combat, and Raging Bull. So you're going to intimidate something, coax it into making use of Swords Dance or something in the Mirror, but it is open team list, so they are going to be aware of that, which is really interesting. So yeah, that's interesting. Congrats on the top 8 with Mirror Herb Tauros. That's really cool. But other than that, we've got some more, expected stuff. We see a Dragonite Choice Banded, which is really cool. It is multi-scale, though, so it's not going for, that inner focus stuff, which I think is really cool. But I guess, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Multi-scale is cool. If you're not really, bulky, multi-scale is solid. Multi-scale is definitely solid. So you're going to get a lot of damage still in with that Terra-type Choice Banded Extreme Speed, while still being able to, heal off some. But, you're going to get intimidated. But the Choice Band kind of, I get it. Talonflame, Wide Lens. I like Wide Lens on this Pokemon with the Will-O-Wisp because it actually makes the Will-O-Wisp, relevant. Because you're going to miss that 95 sometimes when you actually need it. And otherwise, you're in the clear with the Wide Lens. I like Wide Lens on it. Meowscarada is pretty standard at this point. And the Tauros is really cool. Golden Go, Life Orb, no setup. No setup on the Golden Go. That's fine. And Citrus Berry, Gothitelle. Fake Out, Hypnosis, Helping Hand, no Trick Room. So really interesting. There's a lot of really interesting little things on this team, and it's really cool. In 7th, we have another Gothitelle with another Tauros. So we're seeing a lot of Tauros. What is up with 4 Tauros in top 8? Actually, what? That's so cool. I like that a lot. Our first Hydreigon. Yeah, our first Hydreigon in top 8, which is really surprising because if you looked at the like tournament toppings and stuff 2 weeks ago, we saw 4, 5, 6 Hydreigons in top 8. Incredibly different from just a week ago. We are seeing Choice Scarf Hydreigon, which is really cool. That's an interesting adaptation. Something we didn't see a lot of. We didn't see none of, but we didn't see a lot of it. But also Snarl giving it that really dual access is really good. Terra type fire with the Heat Wave. Really solid. I like this Hydreigon build a lot. So Titan with the Abomasnow. Now this is the really like cool thing in this team. We see ice, or like an ice hail team. It's not hail anymore, right? It's snow. Yeah, snow warning. Abomasnow. We see Focus Sash with a Roar Veil. Really, you know, standard Abomasnow here. But we're seeing Assault Vest to Titan. So this guy is not taking a lot of damage, especially, right? Snow is also... No, Snow is physical defense. So you're starting here basically with a +1 into special defense and a +1 into physical defense. So, yeah, Titan is really solid here. It's really, really bulky. It has Slush Rush to double its speed, and you're just like doing a lot of damage here. You have Ice Shard for a priority move. Like, I really like Abomasnow Titan. I think it's really cool. I don't know how great it is into the meta, but I think, well, I mean, we see his top 8 finish here, so it's definitely something. Now we're also seeing the Tauros Water with the Mirror once again, and there's nothing to self-proc this once again. So yeah, I mean, we're just copying, you know, Swords Dances and stuff with this. That makes sense. It's different from like a Haze, Haze, Pierce Maul kind of thing, where you're taking advantage of it. It's kind of like a Defiant into Intimidate. Instead of like clear amuleting a guy, you have a Defiant guy, and then, you know, you get a benefit instead of just ignoring it. So I really do like that. I think that's pretty cool. Now, also Aqua Jet on the water one is like pretty crazy. That's really cool. Gothitelle, with the Trick Room, it's got the Fake Out. No Hypnosis here, and that's fine. Hypnosis is too risky anyway. I don't like going for Hypnosis when it's not like, you know, +1 from Coil, stuff like that. I don't know. Sometimes it's good, you know, like on Trick Room or on like Perish Song teams, it's still really good because, you know, you have a chance at a win con, which is crazy. But like blind hypnosising is a little too dangerous, a little too rich for my blood. We have Rotom Heat here with the choice specs and the trick. It's pretty cool. Not a Pokemon we see a lot right now. That will round off our top 8 with this one. Did you like how I did that? This is the same team as first place, I believe. I mean, it's identical in 6 Pokemon, but I don't think it's going to be the exact same, you know. It's very unexpected for it to be the exact same. So, is there any differences we can point out? No very discernible differences. I'm sure there's some differences in spreads and stuff, but nothing too wild. Expert Belt backs Caliber. Fire type backs Caliber. Yeah, that's different. It's water on the first place team, and it's fire over here. Really cool seeing 2 backs Caliber in top 8. I mean, what? That's wild. In 9th place, we have Gavin Michaels. In top 16, we have a really interesting team with the Eject Pack Amoonguss. Wait, what? Causes a Pokemon to switch out of battle if its stats are lowered. Wow. Why? Wait, if it gets intimidated, it's gonna switch out? I don't like that. Wait, I don't think I like that. I'm missing something here. I'm missing something. Gavin Michaels knows something I don't know, but I'm not getting that one. What? I mean, I get it. Like, it procs Regenerator, which is something, I guess. If you're like getting snarled, you can switch it out and proc your Regenerator. But yeah, I'm not fully understanding that one. Comment it, Gavin Michaels or somebody. King Gambit, Safety Goggles. That's fair. It works under Trick Room pretty effectively. I like that. Choice Scarf, Golden Go. Okay. Making it rain real quick. Steel Beam. That's cool. Seeing Steel Beam on there too. We got Pelipper with the Damp Rock. Palafin Choice Band. Sharp Beak Dragonite with the multi-scale. So we're definitely seeing an uptick in multi-scale on the Dragonites. It's been 100% of the Dragonites thus far, right? Just 2 out of 2. Yeah. Cool. Next we have Alberto with our first Skeledirge. We see Weakness Policy Golden Go. Nasty Plot Weakness Policy Golden Go. What? Is there Tailwind? Weird. But you got Reflex. You got the screens. Okay. Cool though. Our first Grimmsnarl as well. really surprised. I guess it's not like been ridiculous this format really, but it's definitely a good guy. So seeing like so little is kind of weird. See Tailwind, Roost, Corviknight. There is a Tailwind. I was like, dude, there has to be a Tailwind. Body Press. Yeah, I like this Corviknight. It's pretty good. He's just doing Corviknight stuff. We got Choice Scarf, Garchomp. That's something you don't see all the time right now, but Rockslide is still crazy with the Choice Scarf, Garchomp. Like, it's crazy. Life Orb, Hydreigon, still really good. Skeledirge with the leftovers. You got the Unaware, you got the Slack Off, you got the Torch Song, you got Grass Terra. Really cool. Something we don't see a lot. And Weakness Policy, Golden Go. That is indeed wild. Next, we've got Wolf Glick. Top 16. Good finish, good finish. We've got Tatsugiri Dindozo team. That makes a lot of sense. That is... has been his baby this format. It's like his new Draco fish. And we've got the Dindozo with the leftovers and the Order Up Terra Blast Wave Crash. So we're seeing the flying Terra Blast Dindozo here once again, which I really like. I think that's really solid. You're hitting a lot of these defensive grass Terras. That's really good as well, this format. And yeah, it's pretty good. You're hitting these, yeah, I like it. You're also like, you know, away from the ground, which is pretty good. Ground immunities are always very strong. We have Annihilate with the Choice Scarf and the, you know, the Final Gambit, Rage Fist, Close Combat, U-Turn, Defensive Grass. You know, you're not getting annoyed by Spore. This Pokemon's really good. This Pokemon has a lot of different things happening for it right now. And Annihilate has really just, like, crushed what, you know, the expectations that have been laid for it. So, yeah, pretty good. Meowscarada with the Focus Sash Overgrow. Nothing too crazy here. It's the most standard thing this format now it's become. We also see the Fire, Terra Blast, Throat Spray, Sylveon here with the Pixelate. Really cool. Quick Attack, no Yawn on this set. We're running the Terra Blast instead. We like it. Armarouge with the Safety Goggles. Armarouge without its friend Indeedee here, which is really cool. But having that alternative Trick Room team for this team with the Sylveon and stuff like that, it's really, really solid. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think it's really good. I really wish we saw some spreads because I want to see some of these spreads. But yeah, pretty solid. Armor Cannon, Psychic, you know, pretty basic Armarouge, but really effective. Terra Type Dark as well, which just kind of like gives us, you know, new immunities. Or well, yeah, but you know, new weaknesses that just are completely different. Alternative. These Terras are like really annoying because like you bring something to deal with it and then you just can't. And I'm talking purely in like ranked and stuff because it's not open team list. It's open team list here. So, you know, you know what to expect. You know, it's going to be dark type. Next, we have Angel Miranda. And with a pretty standard team here, by this point in time, we do see the Pelipper and we have the Tauros Water to take advantage of the Pelipper. Well, the King Gambit is also getting rid of a weakness. Golden Go is also like... This really allows you to bring these powerful steel Pokemon and just like keep them under the umbrella of the rain. It's funny because that would be opposite. You wouldn't want it under an umbrella for the rain, but you guys get it. We see the Nasty Plot Leftovers Golden Go. So we've really seen a good couple of Leftovers Golden Go this format, and in this tournament especially. So that's really, really cool. I like it a lot. We also see Trick Room Curse. We see Trick Room, Safety Goggles, Mimikyu, which is really solid because you're setting up that Trick Room, you're running into a Moongus, and you don't care about it, and that's really awesome. Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, no Swords Dance, Curse, though. I guess that makes it so you can just destroy those Moongus and stuff like that, so I like that. Terra Type Dark Moongus down here, this is what we've been seeing, a couple of these, and in the Leaf Storm, so people are definitely opting for damage here. I mean, I guess you can catch a Dindozo lacking or something like that, right? Go for the Leaf Storm, so yeah, cool. I like it. It's a cool team. We've got Marco Martinez here in 13th, top 16. And we see another Tauros. So a lot of Tauros, like just a crazy uptick in Tauros. Something that we really haven't seen much in this format. And it's kind of just taken this whole tournament by storm. People realize that Intimidate Aqua Jet is pretty good, I guess. Not bad. Safety Goggles on here as well, which is pretty cool. You see the Golden Go with the Citrus Berry. Flying Terra. Flying Terra is not too wild because getting rid of that ground weakness and turning it into an immunity is always really good. Scope Lens Hydreigon. Fire, Focus Energy, Scope Lens Hydreigon. Get out of here. I saw somebody talking about this like a week or two ago. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But is it going to do that well? here we are, topping tournaments, Hydreigon. Yes, sir. You're hitting a lot of powerful crits with your Heat Wave. That's pretty crazy. Focus Energy, Scope Lens, baby. Baxcalibur, another one. Swords Dance this time. With the Figgy Berry. Thermal Exchange. What does Thermal Exchange, dude? Boost the attack stat when the Pokemon is hit by a Fire-type move. And can't be burned. Can't be burned. Well, that's not a bad ability. Can't be burned and boosts the physical attack if it's hit by fire, which it's water, so that's kind of interesting, but cool. I like that. Baxcalibur, that's cool. Hey, all right, I'll give it to you. Baxcalibur is good. It has to win a regional for me to realize how good it is, but it did that. It won a regional. Rocky Helmet Amoonguss, nothing too crazy there. That's, you know, not expected, but it's not like, whoa, what? We have Salazzle with the Focus Sash, and that one is, whoa, what? Weird. Fake Out. We've got Oblivious. Sludge Bomb, Overheat, Taunt. Weird. Cool. I like it, though. Ezekiel bringing the Dragonite again. That's all good. An Inner Focus, Safety Goggles. See, somebody's got it. Somebody's got the Inner Focus instead of Multiscale. I knew it wouldn't be just me. Terra-type Flying, though. Not normal for the Extreme Speed. With the Terra Blast, you want to have a powerful stab flying move. I get it. I get it. I like it. I respect it. Got Palafin here with the Mystic Water with the Pelipper as well. Yeah, so we're seeing like a lot of Pelipper setting up for like the weakness for your team, but also just setting up like one Pokemon like Palafin or Tauros to just do a bunch of damage. And this has Jet Punch. The Tauros has Aqua Jet. And blah blah blah. We see the Haze on the Palafin. That makes sense. We see the Amoonguss with the Drizzle, you know, under the shade of Rain, which is always good. Kingambit as well. This has been pretty staple for these teams. It's like Pelipper, Kingambit, one Water guy, and an Amoonguss. So that all makes sense. We see a Golden Go also, which is under the shade of the Rain, which is always very good. It also has Thunder under that Rain, which is pretty disgusting, but good. Disgusting means good here. Next, we have Zach Carlson with a Dindozo team. All new Pokemon except the Talonflame. We have Dindozo with the Tatsugiri. Nothing too crazy here. Dindozo with the Leftovers and the Order Up Flying Terra type. Is seeming more and more staple as we're moving along in this tournament. We have Choice Band Meowscarada, something we haven't seen in a little while with the Protein, with the U-turn. Like it. We like it. We have Golden Go here. Life Orb, Nasty Plot, Palmot, another Palmot with the Revival Blessing, Fake Out. Cool stuff. I like it. Rounding off our top 16, we have Brady Smith, bringing a pretty solid team, pretty well-rounded team. It's got the Grimmsnarl, it's got the Rotom Wash with Garchomp. You know, pretty standard stuff here, but standard does not mean bad at all. We also see the Golden Go and the Amoonguss, Talonflame. This is the exact team that everybody probably expected going into this series, and then people brought, you know, Hydreigons and Sylveons and Meowscaradas, and then this exact team fell off a little bit, but this exact team is very strong and is still really good. We're seeing the Fire type on the Garchomp to ignore the Will-O-Wisp and stuff like that. So yeah, we like the team. Yeah. Top 16 is done. We're going to spend maybe a little less time, but I see a Sableye here, which I love. So top set in 17. So top 32 now. We have Ryan Haig. These are all the players that lost their first round in top. It's a little unfortunate, but still good finish. Good finish. Ryan Haig with the Volcarona. We've got the Flame Body Quiver Dance here. Water type Terra. Interesting. Choice Band, Inner Focus. Normal type Extreme Speed. Dragonite, nothing too crazy. We see the Golden Go with the Citrus Berry, the Nasty Plot. Nothing too wild. We see the Tauros, Paldea, Water. Safety Goggles, Intimidate. Nothing too crazy now. You know, after we've seen 100 of these, nothing's too crazy. But this is a pretty standard set for the Tauros. We see the Sableye with the Light Clay and the screens. Cool. Disable, Encore. I like Sableye. Sableye is one of my favorite guys. If you know, you know. We got Amoonguss, Rocky Helmet, Dark type Terra. This seems to be the most played Terra, this format for Amoonguss, at least at this tournament. So, interesting. Getting rid of that, you know, turning that Psychic weakness into an immunity in a format that has a lot of Armor Rouge. We like it. We like to see it. In 18th, we have Chase, top 32. That's what I gotta call it that. We see the Salazzle, we see the Tauros Paldea with the Mirror Herb. So it's been pretty staple for it to be like Mirror Herb or Safety Goggles. That's been the most common Tauros Paldea Waters that we've seen. Intimidate's good. Terra type Steel is, we're seeing a lot of grass, so Steel's cool. Seeing the Dark Amoonguss seems to be very staple. Salazzle, this is the second Salazzle we've seen. Endeavor. Okay, Focus Sash Endeavor. I see you, Salazzle. I see you. We got King Gambit here as well with the Baxcalibur and the Mimikyu. So another Baxcalibur, another Tauros. A lot of really cool stuff. Another Mimikyu with without the Trick Room stuff here. Shadow Sneak, Taunt, Play Rough, Shadow Claw. Makes sense. Next we got Stefan with another Palmot, which is pretty cool. Stefan. Sorry. Palmot, Focus Sash. We've got the Revival Blessing, Fake Out, Mach Punch, Double Shock. Pretty cool Palmot. No Protect. That's alright. I don't think you need it. This makes sense with the Focus Sash. I like it. I think it's cool. We see our first Murkrow. Is that real? Our first Murkrow all the way out here in 19th. I guess like it's not a good day for my Murkrow lovers out there. Sorry guys. Murkrow's bad apparently. I don't know what to tell you. No, there's still a couple in top 32, which means it's not bad. It's just down. It's just not trended where I thought it would be. I thought it would be everywhere this format. I'm not going to lie. Or like this tournament. I thought it was going to be on a lot more teams. It's nowhere. Foul Play, Taunt, Tailwind, Haze. People are sick with this guy. I don't know. Scizor, Assault Vest, Technician. Pretty cool. Water type. We like it. Terra Blast. I like it. It's cool. It's using the new Pounce move, but it also still has Bullet Punch. I like that guy. Mousehold with the Safety Goggles. Friend Guard. Beat Up for your Annihilate. I knew he was going to be there once I saw Beat Up. Annihilate with the Defiant, the Fire type. To not be Will-O-Wisp is pretty cool. You've got Bulk Up, Drain Punch, really solid with the Mousehold Beat Up strategy. This is something that we've seen a couple times now, and it's been really solid a lot of the time. Choice Band Meowscarada. Yeah, I like it. Cool team. Got ourselves an Azumarill on this team. Nothing else too crazy. We see the Murkrow bringing the Snarl on the Murkrow this time. That's pretty cool. Clear Amulet, Garchomp with the Swords Dance, Assault Vest, Azumarill with a bunch of attacks. Huge power. Yep. Rotom H. You guys know what it is. You already know what it is. Kind of moving through these now. Kind of schmoving. But there's a Medicham, so you guys know how it is. Nora Bowman. We got a Medicham. Focus Sash. Pure Power. Fighting type. Terra type. Fake Out. Trick Room setting. Medicham. Cool. Something that we have not seen at all in the format. The first one in this tournament as well that we've seen. Gyarados, Safety Goggles, Intimidate, pretty solid, with the flying Terra Blast, so it actually gets a good flying physical type move with the Dragon Dance. Pretty cool. I love Gyarados. You love to see it. Next to Rage Powder, so your Gyarados is activating Dragon Dance without a hitch, which is always good. Trick Room, dual room for your King Gambit and stuff like that. Mimikyu also has no Swords Dance, no Trick Room. Hydreigon with the Scope Lens, the Focus Energy. We're seeing this actually. Wait, was this 100% of Hydreigons? No. Not even close. But yeah, a bunch of them. Another Palmot, another Salamence. Some interesting stuff here. Anything too crazy? We got the Pelipper, Palafin. We're seeing a eject button here on this Pelipper instead. I like that. I think that's pretty solid. We've got the Hurricane, Hydro Pump, Helping Hand, Wide Guard. Terra type Grass. I like this Pelipper. It's pretty cool. We see Palafin. We see Palafin here. No Haze. We're just going for a bunch of water type moves and close combat. Makes sense. King Gambit. Pretty good. Palmot. The Revival Blessing. Fake Out. Close combat Double Shock. Close combat instead of the Mach Punch. Okay. I can get with it. I can get down with that. We got Salamence here with the flying Hurricane, Draco Meteor. Oh, okay. Hurricane under the Pelipper. I like that. Another Baxcalibur. Nothing too crazy here. We do see a Volcarona. Wonder what Volcarona this is. Rocky Helmet. Rage Powder. Struggle Bug. Oh, wow. No Quiver Dance on this Volcarona. Okay. Respectable. Respected. We got a Sylveon here as well with the Water type this time. The Terra type, Water type. That's always interesting, and yeah, nothing else too crazy for this tournament. We got another Mousehold, Annihilate, probably proposed beat up strategies here. Mousehold, beat up, yep, Population Bomb. We see the Annihilate with the Drain Punch and Bulk Up. That's what we've been seeing the most of with Annihilate, and yeah, we like it a lot. I think it's a really solid build. We see an Armarouge here as well without its Palindidi, and a Yawn on the Sylveon this time. Breloom, that's always interesting. We see our first Armarouge Indeedee. Seen a lot of Armarouge in this tournament, but this is our first one paired with an Indeedee next to it, which is interesting. It does follow that Trick Room as well, which is cool. We see a Breloom with the Technician, Ghost-type Terra. All right. Skeledirge as well with Choice Specs. All right. We like to see it. Salamence with the Razor Claw and Focus Energy. Focus Energy, Razor Claw, Salamence. What's going on here? We also got the Golden Go with the Weakness Policy, which is not entirely unique to the tournament now. Somebody else did bring that as well, which is cool. And next we have Joshua Lorsey with another beat-up mouse hold strategy. So we're seeing a good couple of these in top 32, but we're not seeing them winning the event, which makes sense. It is a little bit like straightforward, but also really, really powerful still nonetheless. So pretty cool there. We also do see another Arcanine. This one's going to be the Assault Vest. Terra type normal for that extreme speed. I like that kind of Arcanine here in this format. And nothing else too crazy. We see the Scope Lens Hydreigon with the Focus Energy, so we're seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. Water type Terra on the Amoonguss here, getting rid of that Dark. Not worried at all about the Armarouge. Next we have Jonathan. We're kind of just speeding through these now here. Maushold without the Annihilate, so this Maushold is going to be probably just punching. Rocky Helmet, Friend Guard. Okay, I was wrong. It's Super Fang. Friend Guard, Rocky Helmet, Maushold. We like to see it multi-scale here on this Weakness Policy. Dragonite, Normal type, Terra type. It's got Tailwind though. It's got Tailwind and Dragon Dance. It's a cool Dragonite. Next we got James Beck with the Glamora here as well. So this is going to be our second Glamora that we've seen. Choice Specs. Was that? Yeah, that was Choice Specs on the other one as well. I think it had like Dazzling Gleam or something as well. So a lot of really cool things here. We're wrapping up here on the tail end of this stuff. We got a Dindozo team with the Volcarona. I'm curious on the Volcarona. We got Rocky Helmet, Rage Powder. No Quiver Dance on this Volcarona either. We've got leftovers, Steel type Dindozo with the Sleep Talk Rest stuff, which is always cool as well. Droopy Tatsugiri. We're really seeing the stretchy a lot. Babbery Berry, Sylveon, respectable. We have an Arboliva here. Grant bringing the Arboliva. Thank you. That's pretty cool. I like it. Seed Sower going to activate some terrain. Actually weird though, because you also have another terrain on the team. So you have two terrain setters potentially as well. We have Terrain Pulse for Arboliva, which is pretty cool, but Strength Sap is really solid as well. And we're seeing another Hariyama, which is really cool because I like this guy. Headlong Rush. That's interesting. And Armarouge with the Indeedee and the King Gambit with the Black Glasses. He's cool. He's cool. We got Scott with another Baxcalibur, and Tauros. This would have really surprised us in any other tournament because these Pokemon are everywhere in this tournament, scattered. Speaking of everywhere, we have another Paldean Water Tauros as well with the Pelipper, King Gambit Core, in the Golden Go and the Amoonguss. I really like Pelipper this format. It does not really do what every other format has done for Rain. It's really interesting. That is going to be it for everything here. There is nothing else. I don't think we have usage stats or anything. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do that kind of stuff. And check out the page. I'll link it down in the description down below so you can look at all these teams yourself and all of the tournaments. As you can see, the VODs are right here. You can watch them as well. So if you just have time to do something today that there you go, there's something. This was an incredibly long video. I hope you guys liked the long video. If you're still here, you're a real one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.